Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we journey to the sun-drenched shores of Hawaii, not to talk about its beautiful beaches, but to uncover the powerful and poignant story of its last reigning monarch, a queen who fought with every fiber of her being to protect her kingdom, Queen Liliʻuokalani. Her story is one of grace, strength, and a heartbreaking struggle against an unstoppable tide of foreign power. Liliʻuokalani was born Lydia Kamakaʻeha in 1838 into a family of high-ranking ali'i, or chiefs. From a young age, she was destined for greatness. Adopted at birth by other high chiefs, as was the custom, she was raised with an education that blended traditional Hawaiian culture with Western knowledge. She was a gifted musician, a brilliant scholar, and possessed a deep love for her people and her land. She composed over 150 songs, including the world-famous Aloha O, a song of farewell that would later become a symbol of her lost kingdom. She wasn't initially first in line for the throne. Her brother, King Kalakaua, ruled before her. During his reign, the influence of American and European businessmen, mostly sugar planters, grew immensely. They saw Hawaii not as a sovereign nation, but as a field of profitable opportunity. In 1887, they forced King Kalakaua, under threat of violence, to sign a new constitution. This document became known as the Bayonet Constitution because it was signed at gunpoint. It stripped the monarchy of most of its power and disenfranchised the majority of native Hawaiian voters, shifting control to the wealthy foreign landowners. When King Kalakaua passed away in 1891, Liliʻuokalani ascended to the throne. She inherited a kingdom in crisis. The Hawaiian people were being pushed aside in their own homeland. With immense courage, Queen Liliʻuokalani knew she had to act. Her primary goal was to restore the power of the monarchy and the voting rights of her people. She began drafting a new constitution that would undo the damage of the Bayonet Constitution and give power back to native Hawaiians. This was a direct challenge to the foreign business interests who had grown comfortable with their power. They weren't about to let it go. They saw the Queen's proposed constitution as a threat to their profits and their influence. So, they plotted. On January 17, 1893, a group of these businessmen, calling themselves the Committee of Safety, organized a coup. They had a powerful ally, the United States government. John L. Stevens, the U.S. Minister to Hawaii, ordered U.S. Marines from the USS Boston to land in Honolulu. They claimed it was to protect American lives and property, but their presence was a clear message of intimidation. The Queen, facing the armed U.S. military and the insurgents' militia, had a choice to make. She could call her royal guards to fight, leading to certain bloodshed and the death of her people, or she could yield. In an act of incredible sacrifice and strategic thinking, she chose peace. She yielded her authority not to the illegitimate provisional government, but specifically to the United States government, hoping they would investigate the illegal actions and restore her to her rightful place. She wrote a powerful statement: "I yield to the superior force of the United States of America. To avoid any collision of armed forces, and perhaps the loss of life, I do this under protest and impelled by said force." She believed in the justice of the American system and trusted that it would correct this wrong. Sadly, that justice never came. The new provisional government, led by Sanford B. Dole, yes, of the Pineapple family, immediately began pushing for annexation by the United States. President Grover Cleveland, upon investigating the overthrow, called it an act of war and tried to restore the Queen. But Congress and powerful business lobbies blocked his efforts. The provisional government solidified its control, declaring the Republic of Hawaii in 1894. But Liliʻuokalani and the Hawaiian people did not give up. In 1895, a counter-revolution by royalists was attempted. It failed. In the aftermath, the new government found a stash of weapons buried in the garden of her home, Washington Place. Though she denied any knowledge of the plot, she was arrested for treason against the republic she never recognized. What followed was a profound humiliation. The last Queen of Hawaii was put on trial in her own throne room, the same room where she had once held court. She was found guilty and sentenced to 5 years of hard labor, which was later reduced to imprisonment in a single bedroom in Iolani Palace. During her confinement, she was denied visitors and newspapers. It was during this lonely time that she composed many songs and famously began quilting a magnificent crazy quilt that told the story of her life and her nation's turmoil. It was an act of defiance, a way of preserving her story when her voice had been silenced. After nearly a year, she was released but remained under house arrest. Even then, she didn't stop fighting. When the United States moved to formally annex Hawaii in 1897, Liliʻuokalani traveled to Washington, D.C. She, along with Hawaiian patriots, presented petitions with tens of thousands of signatures from Native Hawaiians, the Kue petitions, protesting the annexation. This represented over 90% of the Native Hawaiian population at the time. Their voices were ignored. In 1898, through a joint resolution rather than a treaty, the United States annexed Hawaii. Liliʻuokalani spent the rest of her life advocating for her people and seeking restitution for the crown lands that had been seized. She passed away in 1917, never seeing her kingdom restored. Queen Liliʻuokalani's story is not just a footnote in history. It is a testament to a leader who faced an empire with dignity, intelligence, and an unwavering love for her nation. She chose peace over bloodshed and law over violence, trusting in a justice that ultimately failed her. Her legacy reminds us of the profound cost of imperialism and the resilience of a people who, to this day, continue to honor her memory and fight for their culture and sovereignty. Her name, Liliʻuokalani, means the smarting of the royal ones, a fitting title for a queen who bore the pain of her people with immense grace until her very last breath. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into Hawaii's past. If you found this story as moving as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Until next time, take care.